3:40 on Thursday afternoon. It's the sound couple. It must be rain. Right?
I feel like we're a broken record. We apologize, everybody. The sound couple on a Thursday, I believe an outdoor show, although this could be like a kind of a covered outdoor show. Trying to get some information earlier from the band leaders, and it seemed a little bit sketchy. What can we do? We try to advance these shows, get the details, and we're under like a picnic area. This is for a county fair, everybody. We're just kind of rolling into this one. We'll just see what happens. I have a feeling it's going to be a smaller setup regardless of any weather considerations, just because we were sent a few sketchy pictures, or a couple sketchy pictures. It looks like a small picnic area. I think perhaps maybe this band is a little bit
Oversized.
well, not only I think they outpunted their coverage here a little bit. I have a feeling this is not the typical type of band they have in these situations, but you know, that's fine. We're adaptable, we can do it.
This is going to be day 1 of 3 actually at this venue. 3 out of our next 5 days gigs that we got, that we're going to be in this same location.
We're going to get very familiar with this these fairgrounds over the next few days. All right, everybody, we will see you there. We're going to follow Ken. Well, Stacy, it's 4:15. We start at 6:30. It looks like we should be covered pretty well, unless the big straight winds came in. What? Siri is calling you, Stace. Wow. And there's the main stage over there that we just checked out, and we got some events we're going to be doing there as well. So we are learning all about this place that we've never been to before. And I think the band should have no problem fitting on the stage.
I can use more Katie. Oh yeah, I'm good.
What if Katie needs it?
Turn up. For you, Bart, anything. Yeah.
Good evening, Carver County Fair. Hey, we're over here on the patio stage, and we would love if you join us under this wonderful canopy. We got a dance floor open and available. We got the lovely aromas of some freshly fried food. And now we're going to fill your eardrums with some entertainment. Here we go. This one goes out to all the kids out there. You guys know this one? Sing along with us, please. Ooh, I got this shit inside my bones. It goes electric when I turn it on. I feel my city, I feel my home. Without it, there don't seem this way in our zone. 'Cause I got only us enough to give you. Please don't mind someone else playing the ball high. Don't you?
This fair's got a lot going on, everybody. Rain is holding off at the moment. I just went and checked in on the other band setting up. They got a big system going in there. We'll talk about that a little bit later, how that reflects on our execution here. We'll share more on that later. We're going to be here on Sunday on the main stage. And you notice there's 2 stages over there. And the other band that's playing tonight is setting up on the main stage, and the other band is playing on the other stage. What we learned when we got here is that there's going to be a talent show on Sunday prior to us playing, and they're going to be on the main stage too, which gives us an hour and a half technically to set up this big band. Actually, we got to be ready for 2 bands. Stacey's giving her sound critique, and what'd you just say?
It's not very loud, which is okay.
Yeah, that's good.
But it sounds muffled. And as Mark likes to say, it's not punchy.
Not hitting you in the chest. I've heard that's called JBL.
Oh, okay.
No,
I mean, seriously, considering for what they have in there, I mean, 6 subs and 4 tops.
yeah, it sounds. The thing in it is though, it does sound nice. It's not to the ear. It's not hurting your ears. It almost sounds like a. Well, it's a big room. There's a lot of reverb going on here, but it almost sounds like a concert venue, which it is big, but I would think, yeah, what we saw in there for a system could blow the roof off this place. Well, we didn't totally escape the rain tonight, but this is really a nice little area here. Everything stayed dry. Convenience of our van, we were able to pull straight up, and this is an easy loadout.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're gonna make our time here. I think we said 50 minutes.
Yeah, we're at 45, 50 more.
Yeah, we've been kind of slowing down here a little bit, so we better start hustling. Really? Are you still recording?
Yeah.
Okay, the band just started up again in the main stage, and I think we're gonna go over there and just see how many people are left at 11:30 on a Wednesday night.
Yep.
Good tune.
Ooh, yeah. Haven't heard any.
We are right here. Stage is clear. I did our idiot check. And this is the main stage where we'll be in a few days. So can the sound couple stand up to this? They have a bigger system than we do, that's for sure. But they're not very loud, like we mentioned earlier. Although it feels like it's gotten a little bit louder here. It's punching a little bit more. They must have started out a little bit conservative. Yeah. Kind of thinned out, but they're still here. Okay, Stacy, have you seen enough? Or
I have, and they've obviously turned it up.
it's still not bad. It's a good mix. Doesn't hurt. That's my big thing. As long as the mix isn't painful, it can be a little bit loud, which they're really not that loud. That low end though, what they got? 6, so 3 double 18s on each side. We can almost accomplish that if we have 5 hours to set up.
Yeah, exactly.
Which we can do, but we're never afforded that much time. All right, we'll give you guys a quick recap on the way home.
24. It's look, it's raining.
Wouldn't be a sound couple gig without some rain.
And
Rain is our new background, it sounds like. Yes, the rain held off. Unless there was like full out big stuff happening. Where we were at, that was kind of a nice little spot.
yeah, it was. It really shielded and protected us.
Would we go back? I guess it really was kind of it is what it is gig. You know, it's a fair and people are there and they stop in and they sat down and they I don't know. I don't want to even call the other band competition. That was a whole nother deal where people were paying to get in and it was the beer garden and all that. We were told that this was the most they've ever paid for a Wednesday night band. I don't know what their criteria is on whether, you know, how they feel that they got their money's worth, but it's just all about the fair attractions. And I think that's all it was. With that, everybody, say goodnight. Stay still tonight.
Thank you. Good night.
We are going to visit another local band here that is playing on a stage that we will be on in a couple days. And we thought it would be neat to kind of do a compare and contrast. You guys have seen a lot of what we do, and some people think we're big, some people think we're small, or in between. But today the band we're going to see is going to be a much larger production, full production than even we do. We share the same similar stages, but I think today you're going to see kind of things at a different level than what you're certainly used to seeing with us. We're going to go hang out with their crew. Their crew gets there much earlier than we ever do. They're not playing till tonight, and it's 1:18. We're going to be hooking up with them here in a few minutes.
They also have more people and more gear to bring in too.
Well, more people, a truck, and more gear. Stacy, you said you were really interested in the lighting.
Of course, the lights. I mean, because I only know what I know, and I know that it can be done way differently. So I'm excited to see how that all pans out.
We're going to be there soon, and let's meet the band. The band is called Foreplay. They're out of southern Minnesota, but they play all over the 5-state area. We're going to meet up with their sound and tech crew and lighting, and let's check it out. The band is already here. Well, they got their truck parked out front, and you can see already, we see lifts, we see truss, and in addition to the stage right here, we also have another band setting up on a secondary stage, and they're going to be playing before these guys. I think they start at 8:30. The time is just before 2 o'clock. So I think in total they have a crew of 5 people. The first 3 guys show up, they start setting the stage, and then later on the lighting and the audio, and we'll talk to them a little bit more later when they arrive here in a couple hours on the stage here. They're still loading everything in, bringing in the road pieces. There's a lot of logistics things here when you step up to this type of levels versus like our van or people that are out of a trailer. Insurance is a factor, fuel is a factor, maintenance is a huge factor, especially, I don't know if this is diesel or gas. For how nice it is to have everything in here, it's just other considerations you gotta look into. I remember a band that we used to work with a little bit. It was a diesel, and in the dead of winter, they'd have to go out and plug it in for hours before. He would drive out to the truck lot and sit there and wait for the truck to let it warm up because it needed to be plugged in for a couple hours. Pretty good amount of time. Was this a little bit sooner or later? Or
We got here a little early, so
okay.
it's not too bad. Just obviously situations make time a little interesting.
Have you been here before?
No, this is my first time here.
Because I know the band has played here before.
Yeah. I've only been with them for just over a year again. So.
Okay. But the load-in makes a huge difference, I would imagine, as far as how far you got to go, and this is pretty nice, isn't it? I would think.
I prefer stages like this compared to like 2 trailers kind of just smashed together. But you know, we work with what we got.
What you up to here?
I'm setting up the front truss here actually. So up front we got some lights that go on some shroud blinders. This has like a effect and keep the stage lit up as always.
Is the PA?
Yep, the PA will be on this thing too. Yep, it just hangs off of a chain.
So Quentin, can you do this like on grass and other surfaces?
We've done it on almost everything you can think of.
How level do you have to get it?
Levels it can be. We've had some instances where you got to put wood underneath it to kind of help level
Sure.
it, or try to flatten out the sand if we're on sand. We've done that a couple times.
How does the wind, like if you're outside, does the wind?
We actually put ratchet straps up here. We have these things called outriggers that come up about where your foot is there.
Oh, to add.
Feet off, and the strap goes right down to it on both sides, so it kind of keeps it from teetering.
Is that a lot of extra work?
Not really, just a couple
Okay.
minutes, nothing too crazy. It's all about safety at the end of the day for us
Sure.
and everybody out in front. 'Cause you never know what weather can bring.
Yeah, exactly. Know that feeling. So Stacy, one of the things I find interesting already is that when we compare contrast bands, it's like I feel like we're kind of like in between these two. This band over here on the secondary stage, they're playing before foreplay. They're setting up as well, and they're setting up to play later. They start at 3:30, and they look like they're just about ready to go. I think you said they're a polka band?
Yes.
And they got their speakers and everything else. These guys start at 8:30, and they have a total of three crew. Three. These guys show up with the truck, start getting the stage, and then the audio and lighting come a little bit later, and then I'm guessing the band much later afterwards. So they're still probably home or at work enjoying their day. Meanwhile, the crew is here working. We don't know that feeling, right?
Yeah.
Setting up more truss, more crank stands. Here we are, some truck logistics. You can see this could fill up really quick, and we are planning on loading through that gate right over there. That was pretty good, Quentin.
I try to.
This was tight, but you made it work.
Always do. Been in
Yeah.
a tighter situation.
Have you? Yeah.
Big time.
Okay. They have some batting here. It is a pole barn. Sure, that helps, but it's still a pole barn and concrete floor. We'll be here in a few days, and we will not have this much. They have video walls, and they have a lot of lights.
Working smarter, not harder. Just rolling things around that need to get from point A to point B.
What are your thoughts so far? Am I gonna lose? Am I gonna lose you here? You want to join? Looks like they're working on the video wall there. One thing that I've noticed is I would call relatively early, quarter to 2:41. But these guys are working like they got only 5 minutes to showtime. I mean, they're hustling.
Yep.
These guys are on a timeline, and they know they got to have certain things done by a certain time to make showtime. I think that's one of the things I think sometimes what happens to us even is that we're working on those timelines, and people will come up to us and start talking. The average person thinks it's all about the showtime.
Oh.
And it's like really right now this is their showtime. But people don't see that. They don't understand that this is all part of getting the music ready.
Right.
And I'm sure there are times where if things aren't going well, to get behind schedule, it would get really difficult to get caught up. One other observation I wanted to make is how, compared to us, it's all about getting the speakers up first.
Oh, yeah.
There's a whole nother thing going on here. The speakers are just sitting over there untouched. There is so much more other work that needs to get done before speaker one is even put into place. The trussing, the front lighting, the drum riser, the video wall, the rear trussing, all of that stuff kind of starts the foundation and the framework. And then the PA will move in.
Right.
And that's just interesting because it's pretty much opposite for us. It's about getting the speakers into place and lighting.
Yeah.
But they have a much more process that builds off. Certain things have to get done in order for those speakers to be able to be put in their spot. I saw you wiring the lights right now. Could you just explain real quick, like which each of your roles are?
It kind of depends on the day. I usually take care of the front part of the front trussing, the subs, stuff like that. TJ's really good at the CO2. He does a lot of he does pretty much the drum tech. He goes up and sets up the drums near the end.
Can you explain what the CO2 is?
CO2 is just a compressed air that we shoot up in the air, kind of just as a
like a blast of fog, or does it look like
kind of like a blast of air, basically, just to make an effect. And then CJ takes care of the drums. Cooper, he just started a couple months ago. He helps CJ with the back, and he does a lot of the on-stage stuff, the easier stuff on stage.
Is the goal to all kind of come together at once and
just work our way around and then inside and meet in the middle, pretty much.
And then do you verify everything before, like the lights and everything, before you raise the trussing up?
I usually just make sure everything's plugged in and pushed in completely because I don't want to have to go up on a ladder later.
And then do you guys also set up the stage gear and stuff for the band?
Everything but their instruments. They all set up their own instruments besides the drummer team.
And the band is on in-ears, right?
Yes.
And then do they have any amps or anything on stage, or is it all direct?
Everything's kind of... So, like, Tyler's got his guitar rope, and everything else is kind of... It's got a center home, basically, where everything kind of just branches out.
Okay. All right. Yep. Cool. Just curious, like, so you guys are orchestrating all together here.
We've been doing this for about a year with each other. So
okay.
We kind of know what we got to do and circle around and meet.
And you know when they're behind or when people are behind, do you guys ever, like, help each other out if you get it?
I do, depending on the situation.
And how long is it going to take you to get out of here tonight?
On a really good night, we can usually get everything down in boxes and in the truck in just about 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Wow. That's impressive. I thought you were going to say at least 3. Yeah. So, no, that's good.
As long as everybody helps right away.
Does that include the band as helping when you say everybody helps?
Some of the guys will help. Others have other things they got to do right away. So some will take off, but a lot of them will stay until the end.
Nice.
About 5 people that stay until the end. 100 times already, if not more.
Do you change the angles of them at all, or do you pretty much just leave
Sometimes, depending on if the room is longer, shorter. The only thing that really changes a lot on these is which hook. One, if not both hooks. With this room being a little longer, it'll be both.
rolling? Oh, we're she's secret.
Snuck up on us.
All right, everybody. This is the man right here. Is this Scott?
Yeah.
You're the front of house engineer for Foreplay?
Yes.
And you get here after the crew is sweating already.
Well,
right?
yeah, we come shortly after they do all the hard stuff.
Quentin drives the truck,
Yep.
keeps it at your place.
Yep.
How is that maintaining a truck? We're starting with the kind of the nuts and bolts stuff first.
Actually, we got a new truck this year. We had weight problems because we were starting to get enough gear to where we were over the 26,000, so we had to move into the Class B CDL. Q actually stepped up, Quentin actually stepped up, and he went and got his Class B, and then we got a 33,000 pound truck. And I do have a shop there we can store two. It has two big bays for a truck, and we used to have a
Oh, so it's stored inside?
inside.
Nice.
And the other side is kind of where we do all the work on the gear. So it's actually a pretty nice facility for
So you're not driving the truck, but you're kind of responsible, or
Tyler and I.
managing.
Tyler actually changed the oil on it and keeps up on all the maintenance
Okay.
on it. He's the man owner, Tyler.
So one of the things we've talked about to the gig is that the show doesn't matter. None of this matters unless you get to the gig. And that sometimes can be the most kind of an overlooked thing. It's something that we've always taken very seriously, the maintenance, making sure you got reliable transportation.
Yeah.
So I assume the band drives separately and
Yeah.
everybody drives.
For the most part. So it's usually 5 of us in our truck, and then 3 others in another, and 2 others in another. So it just kind of worked out that way. That's the way it's been.
So now you're here. Now what are you going to do now?
First thing I do is kind of walk through and just get familiar with what the setup is.
Okay.
And then I'm going to hit power. I'm going to go through and see it, get us power. After that, I'm going to just look at where they're at with the stage. I'll probably lay out some stage snakes, get my RF stuff up, my antennas, and just move forward from there. But my first thing I usually do is scope out power and just kind of where we at. Are we
Okay.
behind schedule? Are we on schedule?
Now, the biggest question of all, I'll get it out early. Actually, I got 2 questions. What stresses you out the most, and what pisses you off?
Oh, good questions.
And then we'll top it off with what makes you happy. But I always,
That's gonna be the hard one. It stresses me out the most. Well, there's 2 things: time and power. I gotta have good power. Gotta
we
have
share
good
that
power.
right there. So one of the things we're trying to do is kind of point out the differences and the similarities, and that's definitely a similarity. Yep. Okay, so that's the stress. So power and time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What's something that kind of pisses you off sometimes?
When I advance the show, or anyone with our organization advances the show and gets told something like the stage is yours from this time to this time, or you're going to have that kind of power whenever you get there and they don't. They didn't take you serious. They didn't listen to what your needs are. And there's not many needs. Like we talked about earlier, there's power, stage, and some water.
What makes you happy?
Oh, for one thing, we're together all the time, right? I'm not like you guys. You're working with many different
Yeah.
groups. This is our group.
It's your family?
It's our kind of
Is
family,
that-
our team, right? Like we all enjoy hanging out together, doing shows. So I think it just makes me happy to be doing this, and especially I've tried to get out of this business a few times. I'm still
Is
doing
this
it.
what you primarily do? now?
This in real estate.
Oh, you do real estate. Okay.
Yeah, but this is my, labor gig. Like real estate isn't that hard.
I think that's another common thing you will find a lot is that people have thought this is what we do, and this is we both have full-time jobs outside of this.
I said about you guys. I was curious about that.
So Stacy's a teacher and I'm in IT. Yeah, we're both work full-time.
Okay.
So we kind of got three full-time jobs if you count.
This is a full-time job.
Yeah, pretty much. Are we good for now?
Yeah, I think we're good for
All
now.
right.
Time to
I'll
get
let you get to work.
When I do this, I look at what's the prime spot I want to be at.
Yeah.
And then I look at what do I have for a venue, who do I need to watch out for, right? So I'll walk out there and I can see right away what I'm going to do is probably that table over there with the they have the blue shirts on.
Yeah.
I'm going to move that table. And I'm going to move a few things around. I'm going to plop right there.
Do you look at like walkways and stuff like that?
Yep.
So this is the smoking lounge. They're going to have a lot of foot traffic.
Yeah.
Are you running Cat 5 out there?
Yeah, so we're going to run a Cat 5 snake, power, and then a video.
So you wouldn't take power off the wall here for...
No, I'll run it straight up to
You
my-
want to run right off your power. And will you run it on the floor then, or will you run it up?
Run it on the floor.
Auf Wiedersehen, Tante Anna.
Do you guys put up any barrier walls ever, or is that... Okay, so people can...
Most times we get barriers. It will be it's the place that we go to provides it.
This will be lined up with drinks at the end of the night?
Most times, the last couple weeks have been
They've been behaving?
not too bad, but
Do you worry about that at all right there as far as people tripping over it?
usually not so much. Usually people are kind of centered right in the
Okay.
middle. We do put markers on them sometimes.
Okay.
You know, it's really dark in here, but I'm sure if this gets really dark, I'll put some tape on it.
Do you hang out here during the show, or do you like go back and chill out, or?
We usually just stick around in case something goes wrong or if
Okay.
somebody needs something.
What's going on with power, Scott?
We're waiting for an electrician. It appears to me like they have a 100 amp tie.
Now, we don't sit around and wait for electricians. Did you ask for one?
Yeah, I had Tyler just call and get one because I would normally just take care of it, but I'm uncertain of what's actually here because there's just lugs.
So what do you need?
Either one 100 amp 240 volt or two 50 amp 240 volt. I'm a little confused on what's happening, and that's why I just want the electrician to.
So how many feet of cabling do you got 6'4" then that you got?
Yes.
And how much do you
We
carry?
actually 4.4.
4'4".
And we have 250 feet total, 100 foot length, and a few 50s.
Do you use all these turtles right over here?
This is for video and some fog machines and video. So if I have one 100 amp service, this is a 100 amp distro. I'll take 100 amps here and put the whole rig on my distro. I have two 50s, I'll put a 50 here and a 50 on there.
Wait, so the lights and video are on one, or just?
No, actually video and hazers and foggers are on one.
And that's all run off that, huh?
On that 50 amp turtle. And then I'll take my other 50 and run audio and lighting. And I draw 30 amps away. So I'm not able to put everything on a 50, but if I have 100 here, I can put everything.
I got a big question.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt,
That's
but
all right.
how do you keep the speakers from blowing in the wind, moving?
Yeah, so with the line arrays, we take either bunches of ratchet straps on each side, tie them, pull them.
Every show, or just every show?
Sometimes I want to take them, aim them in a little bit, so I'll just take that whatever I use. And usually it's just pull it in a little bit, tie it tight so I can aim it where I want it.
Do you play in the outdoor ever? And if you do, how do you... The rain clouds are, you're looking up in the sky setting up right now. I mean, what's your rain plan?
Yeah, so we deal with it pretty much every week, as I'm sure you do when you do
Yeah.
outside stuff, right?
You don't have like covered stages is not a requirement, so to
It's
speak.
not a requirement. We use them a lot. We try to.
Yeah.
use it. You know, the hydraulics have been a big thing in the last few years for these street dances and stuff. So we try to use hydraulics. Our stuff rigs really nice from the hydraulic roast and everything, so we love to use them. But no, we do 3 flatbeds is the requirement. And then as far as rain goes, it is such a wing it. You know, we carry 40 by 20 foot humongous tarps.
So you'd basically wrap the lights?
So in a rain situation, we'll bring everything down. We'll just throw this big tarp over the front, big tarp over the back, big tarp over the drums in front of the house. Then we're pretty much secured from rain.
Is any of this waterproof lighting or anything? Is that...
We beat on it. We'll let it get rained on if it's just sprinkles or whatever. But it's not, none of it's...
IP rated, yeah.
The video stuff is a really low IP rating. None of our lighting has a rating.
Oh, you got that to deal with too, yeah.
It's all just a wing it.
So Scott, you're going more in the center than you were originally thinking?
Move over a table. Let Junior do my dirty work and move the people.
So did you get it confirmed?
Yes. Yeah, that is 100 amps feeding that. I'm gonna have him just tie my tails in there. I don't have to run a cable all the way over.
Nice.
So, and I'm gonna talk to the guys about that to confirm what we're doing.
Main axe, always slowing down.
So we're looking at 4:40. It's at 8:30 show time. Yep. I sense that you guys are feeling good about it all.
Way
as
ahead
far as
schedule.
like,
Everything's good.
and that leads to my question: how much can your setup times vary when you're planning a gig, based on like the weather, the heat, the venue? do you guys allocate pretty much the same amount of time for each gig, or do you guys adjust things depending on what the venue's like? Or
Coming into the show, we allocate this, well, winter's a little different. Take an hour or two off. You know, we pretty much 6 hours.
Well, depending what the rig, if it's a smaller setup, or if it's still full setup, we'll still have 6 hours.
Yeah.
6 hours is your typical, like your...
6, actually, summertime is probably, I usually put the itinerary on 7.
So do you schedule that thing with the crew every time?
Yep.
And
We schedule it all out. Yep, we have an itinerary. We have a Facebook group, actually, that are a messenger group that everybody's in. So then we send out every show's itinerary, address, contact, phone, drink, blah, 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 blah. And so everybody just can look at that and knows.
Is the crew pretty much the same every week?
Yep.
So you got the same crew?
Same guys.
Board.
Yeah, year round, man. We have a couple guys that, one guy that's part-time.
How important is that continuity? Kind of going back to that time thing. These guys look pretty well oiled. That's got to be just a benefit of having the same people here all the time.
It's everything. Yeah, everything. And if we didn't have these guys, we'd be in a world of hurt.
Yeah. Well, and the same guys.
And the same guys, because you get that routine down, man. It's just
because one of the things we were talking about a little bit is when we'll get some help every now and again, and there's instructional help, like put that there, put that there. But then there's like work that there's training, you know.
Yeah.
And when you get into that mode, that almost starts slowing things down a lot.
Yep. We get stagehands at a decent amount of shows that we'll get, and that's what those guys are really good at, showing them guys, knowing what they can do versus...
that doesn't take a lot of instruction.
Yeah.
I may have messed that up a little bit.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
We know what you mean.
Because it's like the time you're ending up explaining something, that's just taking away the time you could be actually doing something.
Getting it done, yeah.
There's definitely an art to guiding stagehands, especially there's different levels of stagehands too, right? But there is an art to it, and there's a couple of guys in our crew that have become really, really good at, hey, take these cables and, you know, in, out, guide them real nicely, watch them quick, and move on to the next thing.
The thing about us is we're a band that travels with our own production, which isn't really common anymore. You know?
I can think of a couple, or one for sure in town that does that.
Yeah. So, like, when you're saying, like, we need the guys that know our rig, I think it's easier for a production company to guide stagehands because they're set up as a production company. We're not a production company. We're a band with a rig, you know, so it's built towards our liking and what we want to do, which is great because that's what we can also stand.
Do you ever foresee the possibility of that ever changing, or would you ever...
Oh, we've talked about it in the past when we've been down crew guys in years back, but we've really geared our show towards with video and lighting and having all that, and that's what can also set you apart from renting from somebody and all, is that you can tailor your show to what you want to make, you know, what you want to make it. Our video and lighting people are so in sync. I mean, they know every word we say between songs, even, you know.
Are people here to see some music, or are they here to
Oh, it's a combo of both.
So it's okay.
This is entertainment, you know. This is what this is. This is entertainment. It's music, but it's a party atmosphere. It's entertainment atmosphere too, you know. So we're not writing songs, you know.
We've talked about that. It's kind of more the entertainment business than the music business.
Some of the bands we work with, we see a lot of bands doing tracks, things like that. You don't do...
Oh, we have backing. There's some tracks.
Okay.
Yep. There's some tracks, quite a bit of tracks.
Oh, okay.
In our
Well, not synced with all the video and lighting and audio is all hands on.
Okay.
None of that's synced with tracks. But there is tracks going on. There's
our drummer runs SPDS, which is super common with all bands nowadays. I mean, it's super standard. You don't go to any national act show or any show nowadays.
You guys using any vocal correction or anything like that? So all the vocals are live?
Yep, all live vocal.
Okay.
Yep. The only track thing we use is instrumental backing tracks for some of the pop stuff that, you know, you can't make that sound with a guitar, you know. So some your Bruno Mars and things like that.
Now, are you cueing any of that at the board? You're just making sure
all.
the favorites.
It's all queuing.
Okay.
SPDS.
Is he playing to a click then?
Yep.
Do you guys hear click in your ears then too, or just?
No, we can pull it up if we want
Okay.
to. JP does once in a while, but I do.
Well, that leads us into the next thing. We can finish up here, but I'd like to see what you're using for monitors and a console.
Sure.
And the lighting.
Yep.
Yep.
Fun techie stuff.
Yeah. Now we're talking about weddings. But that does lead a question that I have. I probably just could be out here all night picking your guys' brain.
Oh, same.
As impressive as the production is, and the band is good and all of that, do you guys ever scale down production if they say, well, we want the band, but you're in a hall or something like that?
So we hear
Will you guys do like quote unquote a speaker on a stick type production, or what would you do?
We scale down, but only to a certain degree. We won't go through speaker on a stick. We won't. There's certain parts of the brand that it's still going to be a louder, high energy kind of a show. You're still going to have. We cram video in, not all the video, but we cram some video in. Still going to have some of the lighting and the audio as big as it can be.
Sure.
And we've never ever had an issue or complaint ever. Not once that I can
Not
remember.
once at a wedding, yeah.
They kind of take the show and they get it. Once it starts, they go,
Yeah.
okay, I get it.
A lot of people hire us for weddings, which is great. I love weddings. If we could do weddings all winter long, and maybe edit that.
No, we do weddings for a reason too. Yeah, they tend to.
I think, well, obviously they see us from other, from a fair like this or something like that, and that's what they want at their wedding. And so they're not looking at having the chicken polka played at their wedding and things like that. And when I talk to these people on the phone, that's what they want. They want what they've seen before. So it's really easy for us to kind of come into these places and not be demanding, but demand what they're getting. We need a stage. We need this amount of, we need this power. We need this. We're not going to come with a speaker on the stick. It just doesn't work that way.
The lesson here is that all bands, the right planning with the right attitude, big, small, can do weddings. And
Absolutely.
I think that is one of the things that some of the bands we've worked with kind of, I don't want to say think a wedding's beneath them, but a wedding band has a certain stigma attached to it in some cases.
I look at it this way. If you're turning down a wedding, you're going to make way more money playing that than you're going to play at a club.
Yeah.
So if I could fill my winters with nothing but weddings, I would do it, honestly. We don't do any in the summer because we're doing these fairs and things like this. Once in a great while we will if it's good enough money. I don't look at that at all. I think if you're a band and you're looking at, I think you're going old school. I think back in the 80s, 90s, it was if you were a wedding band, you were corny.
Yeah.
You were corny. You played Gimme 3 Steps and Sweet Home Alabama, and the band always sucked. And then DJs took over forever. DJs at every wedding for a band. We didn't do a wedding for 15 years. 10 years. We didn't touch weddings. And then all of a sudden, in the last 10 to 12 years, we're doing 25, 35 weddings a year.
Yeah. Something that Stacy and I have experienced with that is people have come up to us and they're like, we had no idea. This was so cool that there's band. Or the staff. How relieved the staff at these venues are. Oh, there's a band. Sorry, DJs, but not another DJ, and it's like, so I think there's a lot of untapped potential there.
There's a ton of market, man. We do. I never, ever in my day thought that we would become a winter wedding band, and we do a ton of them.
That and winter and wedding doesn't necessarily go together. So
it doesn't. So I should say fall, winter, spring.
Okay.
Our off season, which is still a busy season, but again, I'm going to take any kind of a wedding over playing any kind of a bar days.
Sure.
All day, every day.
Some bars we won't mention that we've shared.
Yeah. We're not going to mention. I could go for a while on that.
There's some people that probably want to see some tech, some gear. We've been kind of waiting on that, letting these guys get their stuff set up. Let's go get nerdy.
You guys
and plus, there's no music either, so we can actually maybe talk.
Yep.
Sites here.
When I sit on the phone, I love the way you guys interact.
We keep it real.
It's really
Well, we're married too. So.
yes.
Are you?
Yes.
Are you going? Okay, we're doing a time check here. We got 5:18, and you guys have over 3 hours to sound check, or to the show time. And look at the stage; it really came together really quick from when we got here. So Scott is going to take us around the stage, show us what they got all going on here.
Well, that rack right there is.
Make sure you're close.
This rack right here is kind of everything in a box. This is all their in-ears, and they're all labeled. Pretty much the Shure 300 stuff.
Okay, question for you. I'm going to ask a lot of questions. We have the Shure PSM 300s. I admit it's been a little bit of a struggle. How are they for you? How are they working out for you guys?
I use an antenna with them. It all it's in the back here, but it combines.
Do you do any frequency coordination?
No, I don't. So every now and then I run into issues. We used to have a lot of dropout issue. I've learned how to use the antenna a lot better. I've been better with my RF and hitting the stage, and at 6 foot with the guys, that's helped a lot. But yeah, in-ears are usually a pain in the butt. If anything's going to be a pain in the butt, it's going to be the in-ears.
Dropouts? Yeah.
Let me grab antennas real quick.
Okay. I see. So you got to set them all up yet, huh?
Yeah. Yep. And I can't remember what you call this.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah.
Who are they going to complain to if they're getting dropouts? Do they come to you?
This band is really good about just getting through the show. And at the end of the show, they'll be like, that sucked. And then we go, okay, well, that's okay. But they all do spend a little time up here with their ears, walk around. They all kind of make sure. But that still doesn't always do it, because when the show starts and you fill the room and things change, all of a sudden they'll go, crap.
So it's something you work through. You got your vocal mics down here too, and what do you got for those?
So that's ULXD.
Okay.
And that comes up into the pad. So that's all combined into there. And I can't say enough good stuff. Those things are awesome.
We got a 4Q and a 4D, and we got the PSM 300s. The 4Q and the 4D, one of the best investments we ever made. They're rock solid.
Same here. I mean, I used to use a lot of Sennheiser. A lot of problems. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? This is good product. Like, what am I doing wrong? I finally switched everything that you invested into all this Shure stuff, and I'm telling you, it's just incredible.
The problem with Shure is they keep raising their prices. That's the only, I mean, seriously, I don't know if these would be affordable for us since we bought them.
So expensive.
Yeah, they're very expensive, but worth it in that sense for the reliability. So is this your monitor board right here?
I used to have one of those little producer rack mount mixers, one of the X32 producers.
Yeah.
Power supply went out on it, and so I just grabbed one of these and threw it in there, and we decided to just buy 2 of these, one and then one for a backup. So I have redundancy everywhere in this room.
Okay. How many channels are you running total for the band?
28. Yep.
So here's your splitter?
Yep, comes into here, does an analog split. So it splits into my front of house DL251. And then it also splits into the monitor rig. It's just an analog split into 2 different systems, which brings up one of my redundancy things is if front of house console goes down, I have a M32, Midas M32 in the truck. I dump it off, put that up there, hit this, bring it down to 48K. And
you're back up and running.
Back going.
Have you ever had to employ that?
Yes.
Whoa.
3 times.
Wow.
Years.
Gear failure or power? Or?
Well, I have these old Pro 2s. They got a lot of miles on them.
So things happen.
Yeah. We do about 120 shows a year, so I actually bought another Pro 2. Because here's my dilemma. If I switch my console into another product, I lose all my redundancy. I got to spend a lot of money to switch everything to keep my redundancy going.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to do that. So these consoles are so cheap now, I bought another one. So I just take my Pro 2 when it has a problem. I go grab my other one in the shop, and I just repair that one when this one's on. So I'm going to do that for years.
Yeah, one of the things, if you guys haven't sensed this, Scott, you're a former electrician, right?
Yeah.
You have a lot of ability to do things yourself, it sounds like. You have the facilities to do with the truck and the equipment.
Yeah.
which really makes a lot of this possible. So you're saving a lot of money and able to be a little bit creative.
Guys, give me my list, the crew guys. At the end of the show, they'll have a pile of cables, and I bring it back with me, and I bring it back the next whatever week or show or whatever, and it's repaired.
Okay.
So that's kind of how it works around here. A broken light, they'll send it back with me, and I'll bring it back. We also have spare lighting at the shop. So every fixture we have 2 or 3 at the shop. So they'll take one down, send it back with me. I'll bring out a new one tomorrow. And so there's just a lot of extra parts around so we can
swap things out. Yep. And that redundant. So with your redundancy, that allows you to keep costs down.
We never ever want to have a showstopper. We don't ever want to have we gotta pack up the board broke, you know, like that's not okay for us. So no matter what we have around here,
everything's
there's
redundant.
really not anything that can stop the show, and we gotta pack up and go.
Okay. We talked about power a little bit earlier, so I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to say about that, but
Not really, it's a 100 amp distro, and it just has, you know, it's pretty standard.
I can feel the heat from that light right there
Yeah,
on my.
that's actually one of those USD,
Yeah.
whatever, 250 volts, not LED. Wow.
Yeah, you can feel the heat. Anything else over here you want to show us?
Well, there's video land. Some of it up here, those are the controllers for the video walls. Again, there's one in there and one backup. I don't know which one Wade's using today, but one of them's being used, the other one is just a backup. I just remembered
We got audio guys talking about lighting. It's kind of scary.
I'll fix it when it's broken, that's it. Front world is, here's his SPDS. It's got the Porter and Davies butt thumper, his own little head amp. I just sent him his drum mix, stereo drum mix into 2 channels of that. And that's really all he has going on here.
We wouldn't be complete with at least one Behringer or something.
Yep,
you know.
I know. And then everyone's got their iPad. So these guys pretty much mix their own monitors with this band. And yeah, so
Dedicated tablets. That's something we promote a lot, is having people bringing in their phones and all that. Just turns into kind of this mess where having devices dedicated to the job.
yeah,
The
I
way
think I've
to
seen
go.
that in a couple of your latest videos is, you know, getting their phones hooked up and stuff like that. It's just the way to go.
So how many channels on the drums then? Lots?
There's quite a few. We don't look at it in front of house, but there is quite a few.
What are you using for mics?
The kick drum is 2 mics, B52 and the 91, and then the Shure 56As.
On the toms?
I gotta show you these. This
Okay.
is funny. Want to see what we do with microphones on the drums for 20 years?
Wow. Still got the claws. Wow.
And people are like, you gotta have these new mics, these, you know, whatever. And I've tried some of the little Sennheiser mics. But
Yeah.
these have been treated this way, like I just showed you,
Yeah.
20 years.
And
It's one of those things I can't change. I can't get away from them. They're just awesome.
And if one goes down, you send these back to Shure, and they'll send you get a replacement. That's one thing that they've always been good about.
Sure's great about that. Same with vocal mics. We send them in to get rebuilt about every 2 years, just to get all spin out.
Yeah. Wow, look at that. That is some Rode mics, you guys.
They just never looks.
Look at that.
Now I'm probably gonna have one go bad tonight.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. And the good old claw, man. And there's some weight here too.
Just
Wow.
great old mics. But yeah, and a little I remember what the number on that is, an 87 high school.
Wow.
Audio tech, something 81. Overheads, toms. I have overheads.
AKG.
Yeah, 170s. They're very inexpensive, and I think they're just a great sounding. They've been working out great.
Do you use overheads for about every gig, or?
I do every gig, and not necessarily for me, but for him.
No. I was wondering if you were going to say that, because we advocate for the in-ears, especially younger musicians are really buying into that. They want that. A lot of times overhead is more for their in-ears than it is for our front.
I use them as a, if I need it, if they're not bleeding into vocal mics enough and stuff like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
Place I have that issue with 4 guys singing. he doesn't have them, I'll hear about it. So yeah, drummers like to have their overheads.
I was just noticing earlier, this stage is what, probably up 4 feet or so high? Is this lower than you would see?
It is. Only I'd love to go up higher.
Yeah, you're kind of stuck there.
Can't hit another hole on the stand to get it up higher.
You're still putting the mics pretty close. I guess you should be fine.
These guys that do this also.
Oh. Wow, speaking of a used mic, holy. Oh my God. Holy. If that isn't a selling point for sure.
I think I told you earlier you're going to walk around and see some stuff that isn't so pretty. But it
Oh,
just
that's awesome though. That's, yeah. Wow. How many hazers and foggers do you got up here? Just, do you know?
TJ, how many hazers and foggers are we using tonight? How many hazers and foggers are we using tonight?
One of each right now.
One hazer, one fogger.
One hazer.
We have it. We have 2 hazers, 2 foggers.
What's really cool, or it's like you can really see the beam. Is that the hazer?
Haze is awesome. Yeah, haze just keeps the beams.
Wow, that's really nice. Huh.
Speaking of redundancy, this is the amp rack for the whole PA. This is a 4-channel. That's running 4 different zones at the top. 3, 3, 3, and 3. Actually, it's 4 tonight. Yeah, 4, 4, 4, and 4. So that runs all the tops, and then subs and subs. So if I have a failure anywhere here, I go to these as backup. These, I have my laptop, and they're all programmed for these speakers and all this stuff. Super.
So what are the JBLs? What are the mains? What
They are
series?
The,
Do you remember?
yeah, they are the 4886 Vertec 4886. So yeah, I mean, if these amps go down, I'll move all the information that was going into these amps into that one and use these to replace these, you know? So there's just redundancy everywhere. All I gotta do is...
Are they networked then? Is that what you were alluding
These
to?
are networked.
So that's a manual failover or manual failover.
Just set up to
Do you gotta just repatch in the back then?
repatch in the back and load a different program, send it to the amps, and we're back up and go.
Okay. All right, let's head out to the front. This is where all the cool people sit.
I mean, this is Megan. She does.
Hey, Megan.
I run it.
That's Video World.
Wow,
It's a lot.
it is.
A lot of cabling.
You met Mikey yet, Junior?
Not technically. Hey, Mikey. Bart, nice to meet you. This is Stacy.
Hi. It's me, guys.
Audio-wise, it's just the old Pro 2, like I was saying.
How many years you got on this console?
Boy, third, maybe 13 years.
13 years. When were these like? Are
They were
these
hot when they first came out. I would say probably in that 2014.
2014? Okay,
in
so
that,
all
probably
right.
in that area.
How's this for seeing in the daylight outside?
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's what it's good at. It's definitely, it's not a touch screen like all the newer, cooler stuff is. But you can see it really, really well.
Yeah, it does. It has really nice buttons. I can, you know.
Yeah, it has this is the most analog digital board there is. It is like, it just feels like an analog board when you mix on it.
What?
Yeah, so like, if you, let's just bring up.
I
like,
see. He does has a mouse curtain.
Yeah, bring up a vocal. And you can go around and either dial it here or your EQ, your main EQ. You go around and it's just kind of their way of navigating. With AES 50 in this console, you can run, I believe it's 24 channels off of one Cat 5. If you're over that count, you need to go to another Cat 5.
Okay.
The next. And then my third one is redundant, so, and it happens to me a lot. I can look right here, I'm synced. Those are my 3. See, number 1 is little.
Really?
Yeah,
Why would that be?
because of my beat up old Cat 5 snake.
And that doesn't concern you as far as like it really.
What I'm gonna do is in a little while I'm gonna go reseat these It's one of my common daily things.
Pretty critical though.
It is.
A little
I
bit.
would have redundant. During a show, I would lose channels.
You'd hear a bunch of dropouts,
Yep.
which wouldn't be fun.
Well,
Kind of a last question, if we're done here, because one of the things you see a lot at these shows is you see all these cables running, and you're going, well, what is that cable for? What is that? It's but nobody's ever asked that. So let's come over here. I'm gonna take a guess.
yep.
This is power.
Yep.
This one, I'm not. This must be lighting, or what?
That's actually the Ethernet snake.
It is.
Yeah. Yep. I'll show you the other end of it here, and that's sort of what we're doing with it. And then you got redundant video.
Redundant video.
SDI on one, and then if that fails, we just jump to the other.
Wow, I've never seen. How many runs does that have in it?
4.
It has 4 runs in it.
Oh wow.
And then lighting. See if I can get you to. I'll lose all your lighting for you.
So is that going to DMX or?
Four universes of DMX.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
And then you get the other 3.
And I get the other 3.
No redundancy here then, right?
Right. Yep. I do now carry another 250 foot 2 channel of
Yeah.
Cat 5.
So if something really bad,
Went really bad.
you could run something out.
I can always steal him my redundant channel. You know, having that one redundant channel out here gives us some options. I could steal it for him and just get through the show with my 2 that I
Oh,
need and
gotcha.
whatnot. But in a worst case scenario, I can always drag out my other one and hook up, and we're good to go again. So whatever it takes, so the show doesn't go down. You know, I always try to be thinking about everything.
And then video, what is this going over?
Oh,
It's a mess.
Is it actual like video signal, or is it like digital, or is it?
We have a kind of like front of house cable. I have a rig up there that leads down pretty much the same line all the way to here, and Scotty's nice enough to give me 2.
Okay.
Fails, but yeah, it's mostly pretty much.
this
yes.
goes to that controller you saw up there.
And then
Spins it out.
yeah, I pretty much just connect all the way over to here into my Mac, and then I run a program which is Arena, Resolute. And then this is just my live video switcher setup. So I can then, I have my
Oh,
cabling.
I didn't see that.
That comes to my live camera. It comes through here. And then I pretty much feed through here to get into here. So I can put it up there.
Wow.
I haven't turned it on because it's so tight.
So that's a good question. So like daytime, no go.
Daytime, it's dating. Yeah.
Do you still set it? Do you ever not set it up, or?
Oh, we still set it all.
Okay.
Daytime for us usually leads into a little bit of night.
Okay.
6 to 9 show or something, you're still gonna have that 8 to 9 where. So, if it was a direct day after like 12 to 3, we wouldn't do it.
Do you stay home those days, or?
No, I still come to the show. I always enjoy watching it.
Well, thank you guys. This is great. So yeah. Oh,
The other
well, he's looking busy. I don't want to.
He's looking busy.
Yeah.
He's looking busy. He's typing a letter to somebody. What are you doing, Junior?
Positioning all my lights so I'll have something to work with during the actual showtime.
What's your jumping off point? Are you starting from scratch kind of every show, or are you got a baseline that you're now tweaking from there?
It's a little bit of both. We get so many different side stages
Yeah.
where we go. So I'll basically redo all my preset positions. And then I have a few palettes that'll actually have colors saved or a couple of effects that I'll just merge onto those new positions.
I think I was talking to Quentin earlier. He said, one of the guys, and they said it could either be 10 minutes or it could be an hour, whatever. Your time really varies. Do you kind of know when you're here how much work it's going to be, or is it just, do you really got to get things fired up before you know?
I kind of know. So like big things I look for is there sun blocking everything on the stage? Is wind pushing fog out of the way so I can't see what I'm doing? Those days are going to take longer to get my positions dialed in. But after that, it's about 15-20 minutes of just going over all the programs.
Assuming everything's working.
Yep.
Are you the guy that gets up on the ladder if they're not?
I said something else. I stay on the ground.
He's definitely not the ladder guy. He's scared of heights.
Well, thanks you guys. Appreciate it. Very educational.
Now, how does the sound couple do it?
How does the sound couple do it differently than the other band does? We talked about time, power. There was one other thing. Logistics, maybe?
Think so,
Yeah, things we've always talked about. We got the logistics down. We got the power down. But the difference between that band and this band is we don't have the time. And I'm telling you, everybody, besides just flat out saying the sound couple isn't doing this show, which we've never done that, and I don't want to do that, but my mind went there quite often with this gig. But we have in our production writer that we need a minimum of 3 hours for setup. Won't go into the details what happened, but that technically went from us saying we needed 3 hours to us getting an hour and a half. And then the kicker is we just received a phone call that, oh, there's a talent show or something going on this stage prior. And we just got, oh, the talent show's wrapping up. You can start setting up now. And it's like,
And take a look at the time. It's 3:22. We were told we could get in between 4 and 4:30.
yes. Stacy, I've been just kind of fuming about this gig for the last few days, and I try not to let things get to me. I had every right to say, you know what, it's a Sunday, find somebody else. I like I said, I don't like to do that, but I was that close. Here we are, we're gonna get the gig, and the biggest reason why we want to get this gig in is to show you guys, the difference between the band. And one of the things, I don't know if we caught it, is that they are just, he said, their requirements are just like pounded in. That is an absolute must. In fact, I think he said, if they're not, then we walk. They're not afraid to go home. Maybe we need to get a little bit of that dog in us.
Kahunas.
What?
Kahunas.
To
Yeah.
say, you know what, we're walking. We're gonna get through this gig, you guys. You're gonna see what we have going up for equipment in comparison. I think there's going to be a lot of people there, at least that's what we were told. We're just going with our straight CDL setups, and I think the music, we'll be able to cover the room with those for the kind of music. This isn't a rock show in the sense of what the other band does, and we'll be able to pull this off as far as the amount of gear. It's just a lot of inputs in response to this last minute information as far as how much time we had. We have a third person coming in to help us out, and so that's impacting our bottom line. And here we are. Come along. Let's do the compare contrast. We probably won't get a lot of the show, but let's see how the sound couple handles the same stage that a much bigger production handled just the other day. Sir? The gate man. Sir, with the gate. We got to get in with the band. Thank you. We're here, and this is what we were talking about. They're loading out. That's the sound. They need about another 5 minutes. You just mentioned the timing worked out pretty good, because we're not getting in here anyway. They're gonna pull out to hear the trailer, and then we're gonna pull right in. Basically, it's going to be like bass guitar, keyboards, and bass.
Just watch it die, and the train keeps rolling. I might hurt cry.
All right, everybody, it is 7:13 and we are on a break. We brought our console tonight for a quick on-the-fly combat mixing. I've never argued that a console is a better choice, being that we were out here a couple days before. We were able to spot that. Would have been better out there, but I didn't want to be in the midst of that crowd right there. So we just opted right off the side, which actually is fine. This room is big, but it's very forgiving. Stage is loud for sure. I'm just looking at our lighting situation here. I'll have to get Stacy to get some tape on these things to hold them. Stage is kind of moving a little bit. We are using 3 stage boxes. We got an NSB over here with our Shure wireless is there. We got this NSB back here for drums. We're just doing overheads tonight. Sounds good. It's working. That's all we care about. And then we have another stage box over here for this stage right. And lots of monitors, 7 monitors and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vocal mics. And a couple guitars and keyboards. I think we're up to like, tell you, we're at 22 channels. So that's what we're up to. Big stage. And we made it happen. I can't believe we made it happen, but we did it. So we're gonna sit good tonight.
Oh, they don't need to be like ironed down. They just need to be something wrong.
I'm not gonna touch those. It's, you know, they're moving up here.
Right. That's great.
Well, yeah, it's bright, but it's not. If it's not in the middle, then it's dark.
I think it's. I think the one on the far end needs to come. So you just moved it again, just so you know.
What?
The whole fixture.
Wait.
Well, no, I mean if you thought you had it set before.
On the first song, we got a guy who's going to play harmonica on that mic. If that, you need to know that.
Which color?
This one right here.
Okay, thank you. No, I appreciate that.
Get out in that kitchen and rattle them pots and pans. Get out in that kitchen and rattle them pots and pans. You gotta roll my breakfast 'cause I'm a hungry man. You gotta shake it, rattle and roll. 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 You never know what I'm gonna say. So, all right, here we go. Lost control and rang your bell. I was so let me in or else I'd be down your door. When two strangers who had been two silhouettes on the streets in the shop. You're on the wrong block. Come on and play the dance for that moment.
We're done. Our comparison is complete.
We accomplished something that I don't think we've ever set up that big of setup in that big an area.
Yes.
You guys got to remember that when you're on a big stage and a high stage, I think it was a 4-foot stage, everything takes more time. We had the 3 stage boxes and the console and everything.
Plus 7 monitors.
7 monitors.
Physical
and
monitors.
Almost a full light show. We set up a hell of a lot of gear in not a lot of time. In all of the years that we've been doing this, never have I had this type of experience where we were pushed that hard and we got it. And the fact is that I already said it to the powers that be that we may not be starting at our designated start time. And I think we technically started a few minutes late, but way better than I was expecting. With that said, and I'll get to comparison here, but I'll comment on our gear to get to that comparison. If our gear was our children, I was so proud of them tonight. That's a terrible analogy, but it's very true. Where do I start? That SG Pro mic on the Sex. What a gem of a find. That mic is awesome. This guy was giving me a little bit of issues the last time with just a regular mic. This mic just works. It's great. Our vocal mics, Shure ULX4Q, love them. They are just an awesome microphone. Our PreSonus 328 AI monitors absolutely rocked. I had those monitors just torqued loud, which is what they want and all of that. They just really came out well, or worked out well. The lighting, we get, I've said this before, we get by with way so much more than we should, Stacy.
Yeah.
And the lighting for what we put up, for what we bring, looked fantastic. It looked like, when I was back far ways, it looked like a big concert. So the lighting worked great time. Finally, I have never been like just so impressed with after 3 years, our CDL speakers, the CDL12s and the CDL18s, filled that room.
Yeah, they did.
And I had room to spare. They just freaking rocked. I could not believe just how good the mix, just for how fast we were on the fly, the mix just came together so quick. The low end was there, everything. And it was not too loud, and people in the back could still talk. The organizer of the fair afterwards said it was great, everything sounded great, very happy. So that brings us to the comparison. Now, it's a little bit hard, it's not quite a fair comparison because very different production expectations, I guess. The other night when we were there, that was a rock band, and they're kind of a big arena band. Tonight, it was a 50s band, but they still pretty high energy. They want it rocking. I think the lesson here, or the bottom line is having a system that delivers or fits the product that you need to satisfy. So, like the band Foreplay, I never would say, well, we'll bring ours in and do a thing. That would not work for them. And vice versa. They didn't need what they would have had the other night with Foreplay. Maybe the lighting. The lighting is always cool, but as far as a system, for sure. But it just goes to show you how much the application matters. And the one thing I will say that we're able to do with what we have is it's very versatile, and especially our lighting stays. I think our lighting is really, really versatile, but the sound as well. So I don't know. Am I getting anywhere with this? Am I making a point?
Yeah, you are. I mean, this is our system really worked for the space and for the band that we were with.
Band. So yeah, yes. Maybe that's it. Not all systems are going to be the right systems. And I've said that in other videos where we've turned down gigs knowing that we weren't maybe the best choice for that particular event or band.
Yeah.
And so we're not gonna be one of those. There are some people out there, they'll take any gig anywhere. We don't really go with that approach. We try to align and work with bands or events that fit us well. I think that's kind of been part of our success. So we don't get ourselves into people that are ultimately unhappy with the services that we provide. Tonight, we knocked it out of the park as far as that goes. And it was just a different type of event than there was the other night with Foreplay. And they knocked it out of the park too. That's it, everybody. I hope that this was informative and enjoyable.
Something different for sure.
Once the band started playing, we had a good time, but boy, oh boy, living the nightmare there during setup. The band helped out, which was nice. They helped us get the van unloaded, and we had our third helper as well. And all of that helped make this night come together, and we pulled it off. Stick around with us, guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you at the next gig.
Burlington, Minnesota, did you guys have a good time? Thank y'all so much for letting us be here tonight. Before we head home, I'd like to introduce everybody to you. Y'all turn around, make some noise for our sound guy, Scotty, light guy, Mikey, and Megan in the back on the screens. Baby, hey, give it up. Over here on the keyboard and the saxophone, make some noise for Mr. Wade. Come on. Bringing in the rhythm section, we got Mr. Travis Schilling on